Hey everybody, John Grimsmo here, and today on Saga Saturday, we're going to talk about foam. So this is our Saga foam. We also make for Rask and Norseman. It's a 3-layer, different densities of foam. The center layer is actually softer than the outer 2 layers, and it's a fantastic way to hold a Saga pen. Look at that. Okay, I want to show you guys how we make it, how we used to make it, how we make it now, and some of the details on this bad boy right here. It's funny doing like every other video between the machine shop and the finishing shop, because it is a lot quieter there, except when the tumblers are running, then it gets kind of loud. This shop is just loud. It just, especially the Nakamura, makes a lot of noise. Some of the mills make a lot of noise. We got the vacuums running, we got surface grinders going. It's just a loud environment. I have a lapel mic on now, so we'll see if the audio is a little bit cleaner than it was last time. Okay, let's talk about our home-built CNC router, shop-built, I don't know. We built this about a year ago, and it's been some headaches, but absolutely fantastic otherwise. Let's take a look. So we got a lot going on here. It's an 80/20 frame that we designed and had made by a local company. At some point, I'm going to do a full breakdown build of the whole machine, every little part, but it's basically an Avid CNC Benchtop Pro CNC router with a vacuum table that we built, gigantic vacuum pump, Bush vacuum pump, all these valves vacuum, an S30 ceramic spindle, 24,000 RPM, and on the front we have an OPT laser that we mount up, which should be here somewhere. I'm not sure where the guys keep it. Anyway, that's a little laser that gets mounted right to the head and lets us do the laser engraving on the router. It's great. We're not cutting Saga foam right now, and I'll tell you why in a few minutes, but we are cutting Rask foam. And it's been challenging, to say the least. You're sucking the whole sheet down with negative air pressure, with vacuum basically. You're hoping it doesn't fly out. You're hoping the chunks don't pull it out. You're hoping your end mill doesn't load up with goo from cutting this foam material. You know, we've got the vacuum set up, which goes to our dust collector with the googly eyes on it. So all the chunks end up in there. Still a bit of stuff happening here. And we got this orange film in place because of the laser, because danger lasers. It's not running right now, so I could totally open the door and, you know, film without that, but I'm not going to because I'm not wearing safety glasses. But basically we're able to do all of the milling with 2 tools, and then because this particular foam loads up the end mills and makes them kind of gooey, we have, see if I can see it, in the back we have a 5th axis vise with a chunk of wood in it, and every few parts the end mill goes across this piece of wood and kind of does a skim cut, so that cleans out the end mill so that it doesn't load up and, you know, still cuts cleanly. See if we can catch that here in a minute. So we're cutting 18 pieces of foam at a time. Tool change. Going over to the wood. That's it. Now it starts fresh on that new piece of foam. So the Sagas are cut pretty much the same way. We have an indicator lamp, just a light bulb, that tells us that the vacuum pump is turned on off switch right here. indicator to tell us that the machine is on, how much vacuum it's pulling. 14 is not a lot, but as you're cutting every piece out, you're creating air pockets. You're exposing the vacuum table to more air. When you put a fresh sheet of foam on there, you get more like 25 inches of vacuum. But as you're opening up, as you're getting closer to being done with the sheet, it gets less and less. If it gets down to 10, then that's bad. It's gonna like start flying off. Another tool change, I believe. I think I give it like 6 or 8 seconds to spool down the spindle, so it takes a little bit. So this one is roughing out the center. Crack my hand inside the door here. On this machine, we've got the Masso CNC control. You can see what the tool's doing right there. All your code runs there. I'm pretty happy with that control. It's no industrial control, but it's almost there. It's great. You know, we've worked out many of the bugs on this machine, and now it's just become a workhorse. It runs. Versa Automation made our control cabinet. It's just sweet. These are the sheets. Custom sized exactly to our specs, custom made for us. Very dense top layer, pretty squishy inner layer, like an Oreo. Love it. So we get these from Norseman Foam Company. They're in Toronto. Very happy with how they've been doing our stuff. And then honestly, we're keeping that router so busy, like too busy. Like to make foam for Norseman, Rask, Saga, and then future products, we don't have enough time. Like having one router is not enough. So let me show you something. Let's go inside. Upstairs in the quiet offices, much different audio level. So we go through so much foam that we don't have enough time to make it all ourselves. So we're experimenting with having the foam supplier, they laminate this for us, having them also cut it out, just the Sagas for now. And I was like, there's no way they could do as good as us. They're doing as good as us. They're killing it. They're doing an excellent job. The quality, the cut finish, the profile side finish, like everything is really good. So for the Sagas, for the moment, we're having them make it all, which saves us a lot of time, lets us focus on what we're best at, so that we don't waste our time on stuff that other people can do. Not to say we're going to start outsourcing everything, because we're not. We do everything ourselves, but we don't have to do this ourselves. So we're still doing knife foams, Norseman, Rask, whatever. And it's working out great. Working out great. So this stack up here is our lid foams. They go on the top of the Nanuk case. We do the laser engraving, but Norseman Foam Company water jets these out for us. And I was like, you can water jet foam, and they run their water jet with no sand in it, just high pressure water, and they dry them out, and they turn out great. It's awesome. When I first heard of Norseman Foam Company, I was like, oh, we make the Norseman Foam Company. We got to work together, and it's been great. But it's honestly extremely confusing within the company to talk about Norseman, the foam company, not Norseman, the knife. And it's been weirdly challenging. I saw that t-shirt.
The cursed shirt.
That's an old t-shirt. Meg won't even let me wear that one.
What?
She's like, I don't want to see a picture of you and Eric on a shirt. It's funny. Anyway, you guys got some Sagas? These are beautiful blue Nanuk cases. Look at the presentation. Oh. Sweetness.
I can take this out. Are the inks
So we got,
in there?
yeah, the ink on the bottom. Every pen ships with a blue ink extra and a black ink in the pen. And then, we worked a lot on the tolerances to get it to like pop nicely into the case and not fall out and, fit real nice. It is really nice to have the presentation. Just looks so good. Love it. So we've standardized every knife, every pen gets that same Nanuk case. Changing the colors over time. We're playing with a lot of different colors. We've done black, we've done gray, we've done blue now. We've got some mystery colors coming up in the future. And it's just wonderful. Also, every one of our pens will ship with a Grimsmo notebook. I'm going to do several entire videos about these because they're just so useful. Can't even begin to describe how useful they are. Okay, last thing. I thought this was really, really interesting. Check this out. So I knew that we bought a batch, like I initiated the batch, of Norseman Foam Company to mill the foams for us. A lot of back and forth, a lot of phone calls with them trying to get them to be good. I actually sent them a pen. I sent them a Nanuk case. I was like, it's got to fit like this. We sent them one of our foams. A lot of communication back and forth. It wasn't until months later when we had them all up on the shelf like this, and I was just kind of like eyeballing, scanning them, when I noticed something. So I can tell this was milled with an end mill. And then I started looking, and I'm like, that looks different. That and that looks different. And it occurred to me, they are water jetting the profile of the cases, which I think is absolutely brilliant. I think it's fantastic because profiling these out is one of the more challenging parts because they fly off the sheet, they fly off the vacuum table, you're cutting into the sacrificial layer, like it causes a lot of problems. And they figured out that they can use their water jet to profile these out. And I had to email them and I was like, guys, brilliant, like fantastic idea, good for you. Which kind of makes me wonder if we should have them mill all of our foam or much of it anyway. Anyway, we're playing with back and forth ideas, but it's really, really smart of them. I like that a lot. I like ingenuity. I like when people are clever and try something new and it works and it reduces problems. So good job, Norseman Foam Company. I like you guys. All right, guys, that's all I got for this video. I will see you next week.